Time supporter of outstanding children's television.
Today's Caper is presented by WQED Pittsburgh and WGBH Boston. Carmen's Gang is bankrolled by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and viewers like you.
This program is brought to you by a hotel for family fun all over the world, Holiday Inn. And this program is brought to you by Toyota.
Today's episode, Bad Day on Broadway. Gumshoes. Carmen Sandiego's pack of pestiferous picaroons has struck again. They've burgled beneath the bright lights of Broadway in New York City. The ultimate prize in movies is the Oscar. For television, it's the Emmy, but for Broadway theater, the Tony Award reigns supreme. The awards were established in 1947 by the American Theater Wing, a non-profit organization that promotes theater in America. They were named Tony in honor of Antoinette Perry, an actress, director, and producer. Each spring, the Tonys are presented live on Broadway before a television audience of millions of viewers worldwide. But now, the bright lights of Broadway have dimmed in despair because the Tonys are gone. That dastardly duo known as Double Trouble crashed the ceremony and made off with the mounted medallions. Gumshoes, you've got to derail Double Trouble. Return the Tonys to Broadway and then capture Carmen Sandiego. The loot is gone and the chase is on.
Carmen Sandiego.
And one of these people could find her.
Melissa Baralt. Kyle Williams. Beth Dugan.
And this man is special agent in charge of training new recruits, Greg Lee.
Hey, Gumshoes, how are you? You heard about the case? We can't waste much time. We're going to start you off with 50 Acme crime bucks. Anytime you answer a question correctly, we'll give you 10 more crime bucks. And the two of you with the highest scores at the end of this round will then proceed to the next round, okay? Chief, let's go.
Greg, Double Trouble have stolen the Tony Awards and there's no time to lose. Here's the profile on Trouble. They're twin tricksters who party hardy and burgle brazenly. And here's what we know so far. Acme Antoinette Net has tracked Double Trouble and the Tonys to a Kentucky city on the Ohio River. It's home to the famous Actors Theater, a mecca for the playwrights and stars of tomorrow. Honored with a special Tony Award for its outstanding work, this theater originated such hits as Crimes of the Heart and Agnes of God. You know, Gumshoes, your chief once dabbled in theater herself, and I often think back to those bygone days. Come home, Bill Bailey, won't you come home? I cried the whole day long. I'll do the cooking, darling. I'll pay the rent. I know I done you wrong. Well, one thing's for sure. Double Trouble have done wrong. And they won't come back just because we asked them. Now go out there and get them. Greg.
Will do, Chief. Nice hat, huh? Okay, guys, name the Kentucky city. Is it Louisville, Frankfort, or Lexington? Remember the clues that we heard? Kentucky City on the Ohio River, home to the famous Actors Theater, and some Broadway hits originated there. Beth is ready. Kyle and Melissa have answers as well. Okay, Melissa, we'll start with you. What do you say?
I think it's Louisville.
Louisville. What do you think, Kyle?
I think it's Louisville.
Louisville. Beth?
I think it's Louisville.
Everyone says Louisville. Everybody's right. Nice job, guys. Yeah. That's the way to start this thing off. That means Melissa, Kyle, Beth, you all go from 50 to 60 crime bucks. That's the way to do it. And we have some collectors with us here today. Melissa, tell me about your collection.
I collect teddy bears. I have about 40 teddy bears, and I put them on a bag in my closet. And most of them are up in my room, in the bureau.
Yes.
And when they get all dusty, I put them in a bag, and I take the ones I have in the bag.
Very nice. And they're not named, I understand.
No.
For obvious reasons. Okay. Kyle, tell me about your collection.
Yes, I collect pennies. The oldest penny I have is 1920, and it's worth about $20,000.
Man, I can't believe that. Can I borrow some money from you? Okay, Beth, tell me about your collection.
I collect bookmarks. I have about between 30 and probably 40 of them.
Good enough. Well, listen, it's nice to have you all on the case. Enjoy yourself. Let's go get these crooks. Everybody, please welcome them to the case, if you will, please. Okay, for clue number 2, here comes a word now from Acme Parabolanet.
Double trouble are on board a Mississippi River showboat called the Goldenrod. Years ago, there were lots of showboats, floating theaters that traveled the river, bringing plays and musical reviews to the towns and cities along the way. The Goldenrod is one of the only ones left, and it's docked in Missouri, real close to yours truly. I'd grab the twins for you, but I'm incognito. And besides, that's your job.
Right you are. Thanks a lot, Archie. Okay, guys, name the city. Is it St. Louis, Kansas City, or Little Rock? Remember the clues that we heard? Showboat on the Mississippi River, the Gateway Arch, and city in Missouri. Everybody's ready? Melissa, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I said Kansas City.
Kansas City. Kyle?
I said Kansas City.
Kansas City. Beth?
I also think it's Kansas City.
Everybody says Kansas City. Everybody's wrong. Oh, sorry about that. Nobody goes anywhere on that. So Melissa, Kyle, Beth, you all stay at 60. But not to fear, we've just received word that Double Trouble has left St. Louis and they went to Kyoto, Japan. So, all right, that means one thing. It's time for the lightning round, which means all of these questions have to do with Double Trouble's most recent known whereabouts, which is Kyoto. So, hands on the buzzers. Listen carefully. Here we go. The Golden Pavilion Temple is one of Kyoto's most famous sites, but the present temple is a replica of the nearly 600-year-old original, which was destroyed in 1950. Was it struck by lightning, leveled by an earthquake, or burned by a student monk? Out of time. It was burned by a student monk, actually. Okay? Second question. Kyoto's Ryoanji Temple contains a famous garden, specifically designed for quiet meditation. What are its main features? Rare orchids, black stones on white gravel, or cypress trees? Kyle?
Cypress trees.
Cypress trees is not the right answer. Melissa or Beth? Melissa?
Black stones on white marble.
Exactly. Black stones on white gravel. Very good. Nice for you. 5 for you. For the next one, listen very closely. You hear this music? You hear it? Okay. This music is played on a Japanese instrument, stringed instrument. Is the instrument called a koto, a cord, or a sitar? It's a koto. Koto. Okay, nobody got anything on that?